third, game point. No, football. Curt tried to play a little music there, but his toe got the line.
Right here, it gets the line. You can land in the court however you want, but before you take off, you must be behind the end line. The reaction says it all. 2 missed serves on game point. Richmond's frustrated. He backs out of the serve receive. Milo and Wilton pass all the balls.
That's trouble. Ball passed over the net. Good guide shot by Jason Kepner, and Hawaii gives up a point. 14-2 now. You never know when a run can start with a little play like that. Hawaii trying to close out game 2. Ring, bingo. Jason Ring, a very good quick hitter, has 9 kills. He had 1 in game 1, but 8 here in game 2.
He's so quick, especially on that lateral movement, on that quick first tempo approach. He can get on top of the block.
Here's Pichel. And he whips it out of bounds. The 13th service error for Mike Wilton's Hawaii Rainbows.
And 3 in a row. Wilton looking cool as can be now, but wait until that locker room in between games 2 and 3.
And the ball served into the net. Interestingly, Mike Wilton told me earlier this week, we don't like to miss our jump serves into the net. If we miss, we like to miss wide or long.
Well, you want to give them the opportunity to make the mistake, play a ball that's out. Nobody can play a ball into the net.
This is game point. Not yet. As Kepner puts it away. Penn State just trying to get a little momentum, a little rhythm here.
Certainly, and the key is don't make any mistakes. Kepner has been the go-to guy in the end of both of these games. In the end of game 1, he made 2 key hitting errors. In the end of game 2, he's done a nice job keeping the ball in place, forcing Hawaii to make the errors.
Pretty good serve by Hurricane. It's 14-2. Rejected by Pampina.
And that's what Penn State needs. A little emotion, fire up the team. Pampina out of Penn Hills, Pennsylvania, but he plays with so much fire and emotion. That ball didn't even clear the net, but hey, Penn State's serving.
Perfect pass there, X-play, and Hotz. I think he hit it out of bounds, but Penn State cuts the net, so Hawaii will get the ball again. So the Hawaii fans are up once again. Jason Ring will serve, game point number 6. Shank pass, score! A beautiful kill by Ivan Contreras, the old bump kill.
Take him however you can get him.
I'll tell you, that's not a good sign for Hawaii. That shows that the Bows have lost a little concentration, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think they're getting a little bit complacent at 14-3. They're not communicating.
Down the line. All blocked back. Still a huge lead for Hawaii. Katz is blocked back. Here comes Pichel. Flip it over to Wilton, and Wilton drills it down the line.
And the patented no-look. Wilton over shoulder, across his body, faces sharp cross court. That's so hard on a shoulder, and it takes a very gifted athlete to get that shot.
Game point number 7. And Yuval is going to float serve. Kahele dug up. Game point, here it is. Wilton, yes. Aaron Wilton ends game 2 on a big blast. Hawaii leading 2-0. More action on the deuce right after this. Back to the NCAA championships in men's volleyball. Hawaii pounding Penn State at the moment. The Rainbows leading 2-0 after a 15-3 shellacking of the Nittany Lions in game 2. And Heather Cox, statistics, you would have to think that Hawaii's got the better of it now.
Well, Penn State has been much too predictable on their offense. They have 34 kills, only hitting 220 as opposed to Hawaii's tremendous 481. Also blocking, a huge factor. Hawaii, not known for their blocking, has been able to really focus on Contreras. 9 blocks. Service aces very equal. Service errors very predictable, but the hitting error is 18 as opposed to 9. Penn State's got to count down on the mental errors.
The last couple of years in semifinal action, Penn State has come back from being down 1-0, but now they are trailing 2-0, and the Hawaii fans have confidence. So the Bows and their fans 154,811. Went to 20 matches this year in Hawaii. A phenomenal figure. It broke the NCAA attendance record by a mile. If you're wondering about Tia Carrero, who we showed you a little bit earlier, I'm told she went to Sacred Hearts High School in the islands, and that she has been to some bow matches earlier this year. And yeah, there's a lucky fellow there. Hang loose bra. All right. Chris Marlowe and Heather Katz, we set up for the start of Game 3. Hawaii wins one more, and the bows will be in the national championship matchup.
For Hawaii, games 1 and 2, offensive distribution because of their great passing was the key. You look at the numbers. Katz has 13, Wilton 9 kills, Milo 8, and Ring 9. Great distribution.
If you're Penn State, how do you put pressure on Hawaii? Is the key
They
to
have to
serve?
serve tougher.
Okay.
They're floating. They're trying to get those short serves in to disrupt the offensive patterns. However, they're getting it at about the 3-meter, 12-foot line. They're passing lollipops. Therefore, Hawaii is able to run every offensive option they have.
No score, Game 3. And that ball is out of bounds. Now, one thing fans should keep in mind, this is a very experienced Penn State team. They have 3 very proud players from the national championship team, and they will try very hard here in Game 3. So Hawaii cannot afford a letdown. Aaron Wilton going over the top. Looked like a dig Hurricane could have brought up. 10 kills for AW.
Wilton, a player that did not play competitive volleyball until his junior year in high school. Talk about a late bloomer and a true athlete.
Otto sets quick, and Pantina fires it down. So Penn State, when it's getting a good pass, trying to set middle because the Hawaii middle blockers are short, and they have to commit to be able to block it, and Otto will serve. Good serve. Handled pretty well, though, by Wilton. Katz knocks it off the top of the block, out of bounds.
A goal for Penn State against Katz is not to step block them, but to get their hands back, soft block, to keep the ball in play. You just want to take some of the heat off of Katz's topspin and keep the ball up.
Here's Katz, 14-2-1. The back set, Hurricane, nice shot, and a very good set, once again, by Justin Otto. 11 kills as Hurricane matches his number. And now, back to serve is Ivan Contreras.
Chris, I've been very impressed with Otto so far. He's playing like a true veteran of the game.
Leoni is into the bottom of the net. And Penn State scores its second point.
Leoni just never clears the net. He's swinging much too late. He's got to be in the air by the time that Pichel distributes the ball.
Still working on the short serve.
Much better approach by Leoni.
Hotz with a soft dink. For those volleyball fans in the 70s that remember the great Celso Colaci, the Brazilian that came up and played with USC, Katz is a replica, only he's 4 inches bigger with a left-hand whip.
Can't beat that.
The great Celso Colaci led USC to the national championship, NCAA title back in 1977. The team with Dusty Dvorak and Tim Hoffman, David Strasburg and company.
Nice approach, late approach, but beats Leoni. Pompane have been very successful in the middle. Penn State has got to look to him a little bit more.
Shaky pass there, and popping it over. 2-0 Penn State. Sidney Lyons looking for another one. And did they get it? No! Geely is into the net. He thought he had it, but apparently he touched the net. As called by Ken Taylor. That counts as a hitting error. That's number 20, Heather.
Penn State just really struggling with their offensive distribution. They've got to get the pass going.
Yeah, that was a bad set. Too close. 2-0 to score. Geely, another bad set. There's a good left side. Kepner whacks it. They say that that's Otto's best set to the left, but Hawaii loading up, and Naveh Milo with the jam.
Because of Otto's strength, he can use his legs, get the low quick set to the outside in attempt to beat the block, but because they've been so predictable, Hawaii able to camp out on that block.
Here comes Sivan Leoni. And he walks an ace!
It is legal this year to play off of the foot, but you've got to get out of the way in time.
Leoni strikes Pampina as he was trying to get out of the way.
Watch this, right to the right baseline corner. Pampina's supposed to call that ball, not kick it.
I'll tell you, that's one of the most embarrassing plays in volleyball, when the only thing you're supposed to do is call in or out, and it pecks you in the leg. So the service error made by Leoni. 2-2 in game 3. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox, glad you're with us for NCAA semifinal number 1, UCLA playing Lewis University in the other semifinal. You'll see that right here on ESPN2. Here comes Contreras, and he puts it home. So Ivan Contreras still whacking away. 13 kills for Ivan. Penn State has the lead, 3-2. Hawaii not known as a blocking team. However, the Rainbows under Mike Wilton leading 10, is that 4, Michael? 10-4. So Penn State not blocking well at all.